Hi, it's time for another how to fix it video, and this time we're talking about cam sensors on a Honda CRV MkII, in this case for 2003. There are two cam sensors, so let's have a look. So we're on handheld camera here, so we'll just come and have a look. There's the rocker box. Ignore these, they're gas injectors, as is this pipe, but here is the air filter, and down the side there's a bolt there, and there's another bolt there, and there's another bolt there, and there's another bolt down there, and one there. So you undo those bolts. Also you slacken off this clip and this clip here and that clip there. So you start off with 5 bolts and a couple of clips to take the top of the air filter off. So let's do that. Okay, so that's the top removed, and there's the air filter, and here's the top. And notice that the bolts are captive, so always put a bit of copper slip or something like that on those bolts before you put them back. So having done this, we can remove the air filter. And then to loosen up the bottom part of the air filter box, there's a bolt there, and there's a nut there, and under this lock just down there's another bolt. So undo those and you're able to move the bottom of the air box to one side. So this long bolt comes out, and that one, and the nut comes off there, and then you can just lift this up gently and just move it slightly out of the way. If you want to take it out, you have to remove the air inlet, which is a bit of a pain in the neck, but if you can just move this out of the way, then you can see there's one cam sensor, there's the other one. So here's the sensors. That's the exhaust one, because on the MkIIs the exhaust is at the back. That provides top dead center information to the ECU. This one's on the inlet, and that provides information for the variable inlet valve timing. I did replace this one because we had a fault code, and it was a bit of a guess really, but then I went into the fuse box in the engine compartment and removed fuse number 6. That's with the ignition off, etc, etc. Take fuse number 6 out for more than 10 seconds and it clears all the fault codes. So put everything back together, bearing in mind this one was changed, that one wasn't. Started the car up and it seemed fine, but then a minute later the engine management light came on again. I thought, oh, here we go. So later on, a day or two later, with the engine hot, I had a friend just put his code reader on the car, and he cleared the codes with a reader, and then we started the car up and he seemed fine. Yeah, no engine management. I thought, all right, strange, but there you go. Next day, with the engine cold, I started it up and the engine management light was back on. So this sensor here is temperature dependent. In other words, it's faulty. It only works when it's warm. So I'm going to replace it. Now there's a little toggle there, so all you do is press that down and ease that out, and that's why you want this slightly out the way. With the clip on the top, you've got 7 volts, positive and negative, either side, and the middle one is 5 volts, and that is the one where the sensor turns that 5 volts into a digital signal, so it makes it into a square wave to give the information to the ECU. So now there's a single 10mm bolt just down here. You undo that, pull this out, put the fresh one in. You just have to be a bit careful here. You don't want to be dropping stuff. Very easy to lose it in amongst all the nonsense. Although I have removed the engine underskirt on this. So, there you go. What was I saying? Okay, here's the new cam sensor. Let's sort of draw it forward. There it is. With a rubber seal on it, single hole, and there's the connector. So I'm just going to put that in place, and I found the bolt, luckily. So you've got to line that hole up with the bolt hole, but it just pushes in like that, and then you could really do with a mirror or something just to see whether it's lined up or not, because it twists. I think that's right. Bit of copper slip on the bolt just to make sure. Not that you'd want to change it again, but you never know. When you're putting cars together, always grease every bolt. And the times I've worked on cars where nothing's been put together right, and it's every bolt is tight, and then you get other times when you know that you've been there, or I've been there before, and everything undoes quite easily. I didn't give that major torque. It's only a 10mm bolt, 10mm headed bolt. Let's just get that engaged again. Look, just that's enough. You don't want to snap it off and then suddenly you've got more of a nonsense. Let's just zoom in a bit. So all you do then is pop the connector back in. Make sure it's good and tight. We're going to go for the short video again, so I won't show putting this back together. Okay, here's the fuse box. Just push those together, lift it out. Now then, 3 relays there, 3 relays there. 20, 20 and 15. Anyway, I think that's number 6, and it's not labelled, which is typical. Yeah, so here's the fuse remover. Take the fuse out, leave it for 10 seconds. So now we just pop the fuse back in, and that tip was in the Haynes manual about fuse number 6, and then we just put that back in there. And let's just have a look at this. There are the 3 relays which are shown down there, and then fuse, fuse, fuse. So it's number 6, that one there. So let's put the top back on. This goes topwards like that. Right, let's try it. So we're on handheld camera here. And we've got no engine management light.
Most irritating is the way.
Apart from radios coming on by themselves, it's quite irritating. And we've got no engine management light because it would normally be around here somewhere. Whoopee! Another job done. So there you go. Hopefully this will help you out. If you've got any comments, that'd be wonderful. And if you do find it useful, please see my homepage and the link to the Patreon account. Good luck to you now. Cheers.